Hi everybody. I'm back with the goals update. I just woke up because I was trying to do my homework and I fell asleep because I'm too tired to think. But I did get the project back that I did on Thursday and I got some really good feedback. I'm going to read it to you so you know how smart I am. It says, "Thank you for submitting your project. Analyze ethical case studies for review. The best word that describes your submission is stellar. You are impressive. You were impressive on this project in your ability to provide a very thorough and detailed analysis and evaluation using all 5 key approaches in the framework for thinking ethically. Your submission is very well organized and the writing is clear. I thought you did a phenomenal job acknowledging and addressing the cultural facets which influence a physician's decision making process. Moreover, it's apparent that you were able to take this information to help shape your argument and as you outline." So that was just a little bit of it. It's a lot. I just wanted you to know that I completed one thing. Even though it's only like one component, I was very kind of motivated by that. I had a very long week, a very long and troubling week. On Wednesday, when I was back in the office, I called myself having girl talk with one of my coworkers that I met a little while ago, and I ended up like talking to her about one of my friends that I hung out with recently. And as per usual, one thing led to another, and I just shouldn't have. I should have just not been having that conversation, but I did anyway. So I later found out that she had a friendship or was very familiar with somebody um, that I know. So not that it's a big deal, but it kind of is a big deal because it just is like you never know who you're talking to or who people know. You have to be careful about the stuff that you say. So I didn't say anything really bad, but it just was a testament to the fact that I shouldn't be saying anything. So lesson learned there. My attitude got a little bit better as the week progressed, so I'm feeling much better now. So I'm not still in that same little funk that I was in. On Thursday night, me and the kids went to go see The Queen of Katwe, about the young lady who um, was a chess player in Africa, and she ended up being a championship chess player. Without giving the whole movie, I do not go to movies, first of all, because I have a hard time sitting down for a long time. I'm just going to be honest. I don't watch some of the more famous movies because I have a hard time watching stuff that kind of like typecast African Americans or anything that I think is kind of like demeaning to African Americans. I'm not going to say which movie those are, but it's a lot of movies that some people really like that I refuse to watch. So I'm not um I'm not a big movie person. I think the last movie I had saw was Captain America. I went to go see with Cameron, but anyway, this movie was so good. It's a Disney movie. I cried for like half of the movie. I was so proud of that girl. I was so proud of her family. I was so proud of her mom and what she struggled through. It kind of brought me back to my struggle as a single mother, kind of, because I don't live in like a village in Africa and have to sleep on the floor or read by candlelight. I don't have those same financial issues, but it kind of feels like it when I overspend my money. So I could relate to her there. So we kind of in the same situation, except mine is kind of like a self, what do you call that? I don't know. Anyway, I could relate to her as a single mom, what she did for her kids, how she sacrificed for her children, how the children make the transition from, you know, where they are and where they want to be, and how it impacts your relationship as a mother, wanting the best for them, but still wanting to keep them grounded without saying too much. It was amazing. And her coach, so inspiring, so motivating. It just kind of like made me so proud of African American men. Okay. And it was like the power, the inspiration, the motivation and stuff that, guys have when they really, get behind us and get behind something and really want you to succeed and stuff. It's just so powerful because you need that. I remember my father was very inspirational in a lot of my successes and stuff too. So I really enjoyed that movie. I cried so hard. I'm going to watch it when it comes back out. Then I'm going to watch it every opportunity that I get to watch it. And I will be buying it on DVD. Um, as far as my dating life is concerned, I'm still single. Everybody knows that by now. I mean, still not talking to anybody. And I'm really having some reflective thoughts about why I keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again, and why I'm always attracted to the same type of person, the same type of guy. It's insane. I keep doing the same stuff, giving the same, I don't know. It's just embarrassing at this point. Then my therapist, my nail tech lady, we had a conversation today, and I was like, oh, I got to get myself together. She said, girl, you've been a mess for a long time. Like, um, that was not the response I was looking for, okay? But that's what she's saying, and she's known me for about 7 years now. So she know what I go through. She knew exactly what's going on. But we were able to work through a couple of my issues today. One being the fact that I'm always attracted to the same guy. Two being the fact that I'm challenged by people who play games. Three being the fact that I'm personally emotionally unavailable at times, which makes me get so energized by emotionally unavailable people, because it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's inspiring. But at this point, it's dangerous, it's inappropriate, and I need to get myself together. If I keep doing the same thing over and over again, what do they say? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I can't keep doing this to myself. And I'm torturing myself because I know that even if I was to be successful in some of these conquests, I'm not going to be happy because it's just a game. It's not me having a real relationship with somebody that I'm getting to know on a deep level or having so much in common with and all of this stuff. These are people that it's just like, you interact with here and there, but there's not a real strong foundation for a friendship. So when I break out of that habit, then maybe I can move on. I did have a conversation with somebody I had blocked yesterday, and I know I said I was not unblocking him, but I had to ask him something. So we had a conversation after his shenanigans last week, and I just said I just needed to follow up with you about something he was helping me out with, and it's kind of important. And when we got through talking about that, he just sat there and held the phone. And, You know what that silence reminded me of? All of the other disappointments of not being able to communicate with people and talk to people and have a real conversation with people about the things that are important to me. So I just hurried up and got off the phone because I don't have time for that. But I'm tired of saying I'm sorry. I'm tired of excuses. I'm tired of like waiting until everything cools down just so you can, kind of get back in there and maybe get a couple of free dinners and some conversation with some people that are obviously not going to be honest with you. Um, and who just want to hang out with a lot of girls. I mean, hang out with a lot of females and stuff. And this is the thing. This is going to be very hard to listen to, but people who pursue and hang out with a lot of people for attention or because they want to be acknowledged and just need that constant gratification of somebody likes me, somebody wants me, somebody thinks I'm interesting and stuff. It usually is a red flag. I mean, that's how that works. And I think girls don't understand that sometimes. Like you see people and you see them getting a lot of attention and you think, oh, that person must be really cool. No, people teach themselves. There are some men who teach themselves to say all of the right things, to do all of the right things, to make you feel good and to pump you up. And that's cool. I mean, if that's what you want, I mean, I've been a victim of that before too. People telling me what I want to hear just so that I can, you know, just so that they can, well, they think that they're doing it to get what they want from you, but you give them what they want or what you want to give. And, that has to be it. But, there exists people who just will tell you whatever you want to hear, do whatever you want them to do at the time. But when you need them, when you need somebody, they're not available. They don't really care about you as a person. They don't really care about you as an individual. And that's kind of hard to swallow because you want to feel like, in this genuinely, generally, I forgot what I was going to say, but in this world, you want to feel like people generally care about and have consideration for people, but people can never put you first when all they could think about is themselves. You have so many people out here that even, they can't even take their own mate seriously if they're not an extension of them, so that's the whole idea, with so many people with, doing whatever just so that they can get what they want, I guess. Why am I saying that? Because I have to keep telling myself that so that I can do the right thing and not let myself get caught up in no BS and not allow myself to be taken up by the fiery passion of the moment, thinking that something is something that is not, and allowing myself to get disappointed. I'm not going to do that this week. So that's that. Another thing happened to me this week. Somebody called me dramatic. Called me a drama queen. First of all, I'm a passionate person. Okay. So tomato, tomato. Okay. I'm a very passionate woman and I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of color. Okay. And I take things very seriously. I take people very seriously. So I'm not trying to be a drama queen. I'm not like getting up in the morning like, oh, let's start some drama. No, no, no. This is what happens. Okay. I'm a drama queen. But guess what? Somebody's going to love me one day and they're going to love that part about me. They're going to love the fact that, I'm always going to be their number one cheerleader, that I'm always going to have some good information, that we'll always have something to laugh about, and that I don't take things too seriously until I get upset, which that's a whole nother issue. But who knows what's going to happen. Do I feel bad about being a drama queen? I kind of did this week because I was trying to get some totally unwarranted attention, but I like that. Like, I'm so passionate, and I can do poetry, and I can inspire people and motivate people, and I make people laugh, and I have interesting things to say, and I can keep people's attention, and I tell great stories. But I could not get past my drama to have a real relationship with somebody because I just want to play around all the time. I just want to be goofy and dumb and like I need to stop flirting with people and I need to stop. I just need to stop. I just need to stop playing games and actually start getting to know people and inviting people to really get to know me for who I am and stop chasing fantasies. Why do I do that? Because when I was 11 years old, my mother used to have this book of Harlequin novels with Fabio and all of that stuff, and I used to sneak them and read them. And I just felt like this is what life is supposed to be like. And if I can't get that, then I'm going to make it like that. But it doesn't work like that. I just need to come to reality. But reality sucks. Sucks so much. I don't know. Can my life be like a Harlequin novel? I don't know. I have to read them again. I don't have any now. I have to read them again to see, but I'm sure that's not what God wants for my life. And I'm sure that the more I'm out here being disobedient and rebellious in God's will in my life, He's going to keep showing me the consequences, and I'm going to keep experiencing the consequences, which will be not being able to have strong, strong, great relationships with people. I don't know. I had like a spark of genius the other day that I wish I could share at this moment, but I don't still have it. But the truth of the matter is, I am so smart, but I get so bored with humans. That was another inappropriate statement. But people don't want, how can I say that about people? How can I put what I want or project what I believe onto other people? I can't do that. But I just feel like so many people walk around like zombies, like without a soul and without real emotion and without color, and they're okay with that. And I'm not okay with that. Like, I want something real, but romantic, but kind of like a fantasy. I don't know. I definitely don't want somebody that want everybody else. I definitely don't want somebody that like drinks up attention from other people and has this insatiable appetite for being like defined or validated through their relationships with the many as far as quantity is concerned, but not being able to do quality, not being able to be there for you and be that person for you and check on you and love you. And I'm tired of that, which is why I've given up dating again a little bit. Kind of, sort of, not really. I mean, if I find somebody, it's okay if I come across it, but I'm not going to like dive into that again. I had to give up that internet dating stuff because the last thing I want to do is mess around and find an icebox where my head used to be. And some of those people get very, very questionable, suspicious, and weird. I was talking to this lady. She said that you're probably not going to find, well, people say this all the time, you're not going to find that in Las Vegas. So I've also decided to start looking for stuff in other places too. I can't imagine what other state I wanted to live in, but my friend is leaving and she's like the only person that I know here. So I kind of want to wait till Karan graduate from high school. But again, if I find something really good, I'm not above leaving Las Vegas. You know what else is funny though? As far as relationships are concerned, people who have are emotionally unavailable, like they can't connect with you, or like there's not like a I don't know how to say it. Is it synapses or like where you can really be like, God, I just love you so much. Like I just want to get to know you. I want to be around you. I want to experience who you are. I want to know your ups and your downs and all of that stuff. Like that's just too much for some people, right? But some of these same people cannot separate themselves from their exes. That's just hilarious to me. Like you can't really be with somebody because that's not everybody. Because if I was to think it was everybody, then I would be generalizing again, and that's not fair. But I don't know. I just think it's hilarious how people are so sick over their own relationships, but when it's time to move forward, you have that hesitation still because you just don't know if you're ready. Like, I know I'm ready. I know that when I find the person that I want to be with, I'm jumping in like head first and I'm going to do everything that I can for that person to be with them and to enjoy them and to enjoy life. And maybe that's my problem is I go too fast or move too fast and think people are perfect. And then when their faults start to show up, I get so put off because I might want to change people, but I don't know. It's going to work out. I promise. One day I was in the shower and I had this like feeling like just came over me. And I just know, and God just said to me, it's going to be easy. Like when I find the love of my life and when I find a person that I'm supposed to be with, it's going to be easy. And I have premonitions like that. The other day I had a dream. Stuff usually comes to me through a dream, but I had a dream that I had ran out of gas and I had posted it on Facebook, but I removed it because some stuff I just have to put together in my head before I can really explain it. But I had a dream that I ran out of gas. The very next day, on Wednesday, when I was at church, I was about to leave and I had let my car go to E. And I was sitting there with no gas in my car, depressed about my actions earlier that day. And it was as if the Lord was telling me, you're running out of gas. And in my dream, I just kept the gas, pumping the gas, but the car wouldn't move. And it was just slowly kind of like rolling down the street right next to my church. And I just said, oh my goodness, that is amazing that God sends you messages. And this is how I know that there's a God. Like I tell people all the time, God says, you will know that I am God by the way I tell you the end from the beginning. And that's what I think like deja vu and premonitions are. It's like the Lord telling you, I'm not directing you as to what to do, but I'm letting you know that I'm here and that I know what's going on. So you could feel comfortable with that. So that's just one of the things that I really believe in. And even though I'm not in a place right now where I'm being totally um, obedient in my life, I know that God has a plan for my life. And I know that I'm still operating within His grace because things could be so much worse. And I just have to do the right thing, but I have to be on the right page and feed my spirit more than I feed my flesh. And that's something that's just so difficult when you want what you want. You see something being dangled in front of you for the 100th time And then you're like, well, let me just have a piece of it, or this moment, or this interaction, or this person. And it ends up putting you back into that feeling of void again. That, like, I'm not enough. How can I be enough if I can't have this thing, or if this thing is not available to me, or this person, or whatever? And that's just like, that's the enemy's message is, you'll never be enough. You have to keep filling yourself with all of these things because there's a void in your heart, or there's something in your heart that will not be complete until you do X. But with the Lord, you don't have to do any of those things. So I just have to figure out what it is inside of me that's kind of like pushing me. Sorry, that was gross. In the wrong direction, and making me pursue those things that are not going to fill me up. Like, why do I want my pet? That's what my pastor called it. Your pet sin. Like, God is not going to have you let you have your pet sin. Like, I'll do all of these things right, but this one thing, no, it doesn't work like that. So the wages of sin is death. And when you pursue these things, and when you put these things ahead of God's will for your life, what is going to happen is what happens every time. You're going to be disappointed. Your expectations are not going to be met. And you're going to have wasted your time pursuing things that are not of the Lord. And I don't know, I just had a whirlwind last few weeks, and thinking that that I had found somebody that I really could have a future with, and that not working out. And then going back to my old ways of, if I can't have it with this person, then I'm going to change frequencies by hanging out with this person or doing something with this person that I know will tell me what I want to hear or pump me up. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And even though it felt different this time because I actually know better, it still is the same thing. It's the same habits. It's the same thing that I've been doing for a very long time. So I'm not pursuing those people the way that I would have in the past, but the behaviors are pretty much similar, and that's, something that you kind of have to work through. So we'll see what happens with that. I got to get back to my homework today. I actually like quoted a whole page of stuff from WebMD and MayoClinic.com on one of my disease fact sheets. So I got it sent back. So they're not going to accept that. So that's what I'll be working on tonight. And pray for my heart. Pray that I find the right person. Pray that the Lord gives me eyes to see past the things of this world, the things that people try to put value on that are absolutely of no value. Status, money, looks, lust, all of those things. It's like, you know that you will get an immediate response from the world. But when you fill yourself up with those things of that matter, the void is not complete, and you can't be complete with that. And the more you do it, the more empty you feel. Alcohol. Man, I was so sleepy last night after having 2 drinks. I just need to let that go too, but I'm not drinking as bad as I used to drink. We're not even going to talk about that. I definitely am not self-medicating. I used to drink like wine every day. Like, I don't know. But I don't have that excuse anymore. I just had a very emotionally draining week. And I ended it thinking like, what am I ever going to have for myself? I was so happy when my friend called me yesterday and was like, we need to go out and have a drink or whatever. But last week when I couldn't find anybody to do anything with me, this week I got a couple of invitations out, but these girls that's trying to go hang out with me today, first of all, they married, okay? Married women is probably the reason why single women can't find a man, okay? Because they get out in public and act a hot, flaming hot mess. These girls' flirtation game is on 10,012, okay? And I don't do that. I can't, no, no, please relax. Everybody relax, okay? Also noticed that I had got some advice from one of the people at my church about my ring, my I don't even know what to call it now because I didn't do the right thing. But I've been wearing this ring on my ring finger, and I wore it last night too. And it's just supposed to keep you in the mind of you belong to Christ. And it works a lot of times, but sometimes it doesn't always work. So, well, it always works if I keep my mind in the right place, but it's supposed to give you an object of or a feeling of the presence of mind as to how you deal with people and how you allow people into your life or your circle. But I digress. Another thing that I realized about myself when I was talking to my therapist, manicurist today, I am consistently objectifying men. I shouldn't be calling people without soul or passion zombies because that's inappropriate, or aristocrats because although it's very appropriate for this time and place, it's another way to objectify people, and I don't want people objectifying me, so I should be very careful in how I communicate because people have the same issues that I have, are struggling with the same things that I'm struggling with, and for me to present myself as being whole when I know that, I have this like propensity or like habit of seeking a certain type of person because of the insecurities that I have, I should not be objectifying people and trying to make people out to be the bad guy when really my struggles are my struggles and I should be dealing with that instead of looking for fault in other people. The fault in our stars. I'm not going to go into what that means, but and I also have commitment issues, but I have a little bit of OCD. So my commitment issues is giving me like this perforated thought process or behavior process where I'm not really focused and present for what's going on. And then I end up, just doing ridiculous stuff. So today I'm just feeling a little bit kind of like I feel good, but I feel like it's time to come back to reality. And that's just always so sad to me. I used to have this one guy, he was a real therapist, and he told me that, you know, reality is not as exciting, but that's where you have your most successful relationships. But it's so like, it's not that much fun. It's not like exciting. It's dumb. Do you want a sandwich? You want to make you some lunch? You want to talk about your 401k and discuss your stock options and the future? No, no, I want to fly. I want to be swept off my feet. I want somebody to tell me what I want to hear. And I would say lie to me, but I don't want to encourage that because when I catch people in a lie and you ruin my fantasy, there is hell to pay. Okay? Because you have to be better than that. But so I'm looking for a real person, serious person that can counter my fairiness. And in order to do that, I have to stop being attracted to similar personalities as myself and maybe look for somebody that's going to, or invite someone that's going to keep me grounded and be practical about those things. So that's my reflection about relationships. That's what I've learned, what me and my therapist came up with today. And I just wanted to share that. I don't think I'm going out today because I really don't feel like going out again, but we'll see what happens when my friends call me. I really don't know what they want to do. Oh, and my workouts are A1 since day one. So I'm really feeling good about my legs are toning up a little bit. I think I'm going to try to do something with my arms and get some core stuff going on after I finished a month of spin and see what my results are. But I'm so excited about that. And not that I care, like, I mean, you don't have to look a certain way, but it makes me feel good. Like being active and all of those things it kind of helps me get out of a funk too. So listen, that's the best thing is working out and being active. So I would definitely encourage everybody to do that. However, as I close, don't buy any bridges, okay? Don't let somebody sell you a bridge. Don't let people pump you up when they can't lift you up or hold you up. Don't fall for the okey doke. Know who you are. Know who you are in Christ. Stand on the Lord's promises and walk away from temptation. Just walk away from it because it never works out the way you want it to. And you're just going to get disappointed. Because those same people who live in the fantasy world like you do are the same people who are struggling to find real, true foundation in their life too. And it's just sad. Next time my video won't be sad, but I wanted to clear these things out of my head because I needed to get right so I could do this homework. Have a great day. Have a great night, everybody. And don't call me and ask me, do I want to go out? But if you do, I might consider it. Good night.